Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, May 8th, one day after the full moon in Scorpio. Let's see if Facebook puts any notifications out. Today's video will be a little bit shorter than yesterday's. I'm just gonna throw out some astrology for you guys, share a little bit of inspiration and encouragement. And what do I have on my glasses? Gonna do a collective card message and go from there. This may be uploaded also just for some encouragement on my YouTube channel, Empowering Empaths, and wherever I need to edit or whatever, that will be so. It's just an encouraging message today to give people a little bit of hope and understanding that right now we are in a significant time of inner and the importance of facing our shadow, our dark, so to speak, and facing those things that are conflicted within us so that we can actually transform it. Just gonna give it one more second to go on. I'm going to do something very brief today, sharing a little bit of astrology, encouraging words from Cryon, the energetic master, and maybe do a couple cards, and we'll be on our way. I got to clean my glasses. Give me one second. So I just want to share that it's important to not feel like we're going too fast forward into anything right now, because we have a lot of big energy that are going to be going retrograde here coming up. So I'm going to do that first. I was going to share an inspirational quote from my Jesus Calling, but I might save that for the end. So we have Venus that is in Gemini. Right now we have a lot of energy in air. And what does that mean? So there's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of information. And so it's really super important to have discernment right now on how much energy we are taking in, meaning how much information we're taking in, and also how much information we're putting out there. And always that I encourage everybody to do is trust their intuition first and foremost, because as many of you know that are awake already, you can't just trust everything that you're seeing with your two eyes. So we have some big planetary energy that are going to be going retrograde. And what does that mean? It's any of the reads. It's the review, it's the time to redo, it's the time to reconsider. And so these retrogrades are powerful because it is an all internal type of energy. So keep that in mind. We have Venus in the air sign of Gemini. Oops, I'm bumping my table, sorry. It will go retrograde May 13th, and she will not come out of her retrograde until June 25th. So what is Venus? Venus is represented by Taurus, which is our values. It is our monetary money. It is what we find value in. It is what we grow, what we find comfort in, and what we find substance in. So remember that, because it is not a time to make a commitment. We're in this internal time of retrograde. It is a time to go inner maybe and review and redo what your values are. Keep that in mind. Again, May 13th through June 25th. It is not the time really recommended to make a commitment into any kind of new relationship or to go all chips in on things that you feel in the moment that could be of value to you. Just keep that discernment within you to remind yourself. Then we have Jupiter going retrograde in Capricorn on May 14th, and Jupiter is the big planet. Jupiter is the higher learning. Jupiter is expansive. May 14th through September 12th. So this is like the guru. This is your higher understanding. And it can also make things bigger than what they need to be. So keep that in mind. Use your discernment with that as well. It's a wonderful time. Like I said, all retrogrades are for the inner. So go inner, and with it being Jupiter, you know, sit down and connect with your higher self and meditate. And you can really grab onto some spiritual insights on the inner dialogue. Then we have Saturn, the planet of father karma, time, restriction. It is going to go retrograde. Oh, did I not? Oh, yeah, I did. It is going to go retrograde. It is currently in Aquarius, but it's going to be going, it's 1 degree of Aquarius on May 11th. It will go retrograde, and it will not come out of retrograde until September 29th at 25 degrees of Capricorn. So Saturn, the restriction, karma, this inner time can be a wonderful time with it being in retrograde to finish up on old stories, anything that made you feel restricted, and really with the Venus retrograde, maybe get yourself creative ideas on how you're going to go forward, right? To create that structure for yourself. So that's a big deal too, because Saturn's big. Anything it touches, and it's going retrograde back into Capricorn, so it's going to be touching all of the things. Like we had the Saturn-Pluto conjunct in January. That means it's going to go back to that area again and touch it again. It's like, I find it a beautiful thing, even though it's going to be intense energy throughout the rest of May now, and going all the way through September and June, this whole year really. So keep open, keep fluent, keep surrendering to change, because we are definitely in that. So like I said, Saturn is the karma and its restrictions, and it can get all sorted out during this retrograde where it's in Aquarius stationed, and then I'm gonna go back into Capricorn and touch some things that we've already had highlighted there in January of 2020. So this is a huge time. There's a lot of air energy right now. So like I said, this could be overthinking. This could be communications getting out of hand. This could be taking in too much information. And what I would highly encourage anybody that comes in and listen is to sit in your stillness and do not be led by the thinking and the mind right now, right? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, also Virgo. If you're in that headspace right now, it could create this huge overload within you. And even when you're in the heart space, use your discernment right now, because there is a huge information overload. So Venus is in Gemini. The North Node is now in Gemini, and Mercury is going to enter Gemini on May 11th. That's a lot of air energy. Gemini known as the twins. So this could be a confliction within you. This could be for some starting to communicate in smaller communities and smaller tribes, which is not such a bad thing since we're seeing such a huge polarization at this time, and you're really having to use discernment on who you're communicating with, because there's a lot of egos lashing out and projecting at this time. So just remember that it's an internal time. So if you were one of those that was like, hurry up, busy, 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 get me back to work, you could have a real wake-up call with all of this retrograde energy. I'm not shaming that. I'm just saying it is what it is. As far as for me, I don't believe in controlled restriction, and that's what we're definitely seeing with Saturn. And we got a little taste of it in Aquarius, and it's going back into Capricorn, where it is all about what I'm doing out there in the workforce, right? So it's a huge time to keep open and do a whole lot of surrender. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a cry-on message. I don't know if Facebook didn't put any notifications on, or if there's a lot of people that are getting tired of Facebook like myself because of the censorship and bullshit, and maybe just stepped away. That's a wonderful thing. Increase your grounding. We're still in the energy of this full moon in Scorpio as of today, the 8th. Lots of transformation, a lot of death, a lot of rebirth. Good afternoon. I've been talking to myself, but I do that often, so it's okay. Hi, sunshine. I just covered some astrology because I'm learning it and I love it. And so if you want to play back, this would be great. And I'm going to do a cry-on message. God, Creator, Source, Archangels, Ascended Masters, my guides, Yeshua, and my Son in Spirit. I ask for your divine presence always. I ask that I be clear communication for inspiring messages that encourage anybody who tunes in to listen now or in the replay. I give thanks in advance. That's beautiful. So we have a lot of retrograde energy going on, and we also have a lot of air energy going on. So information overload. Use your discernment. Do whatever it is that inspires you every day. Be open to change. Be open to your creative life force energy. And meditate. And look at that. That is beautiful. Oh my God. Talk about sacral chakra, solar plexus. Oh wow, this is creative. I love it. Hold on one second. Man, my glasses. Are you home today, sister? Or are you out in nature? Embracing me too. I am going through all kinds of emotions, but I'm so used to facing my emotions now that I'm just like warrior mode, and this huge realization that in order for us to change and evolve, all of us, as being one, that we need to face things in order to change them. And so I encourage, and I know you already do, we got the light of the Creator. Solar and sacral, and much energy motion. Yeah, baby. Yes, it actually feels good because I haven't had the density in my solar plexus like I used to, and I think it's because I've faced so many things within me, and so now when it comes, I'm just breathing through it, and I can transform it so much quicker than I used to, and I'm so thankful for that. So, the recalibration of the light worker is described as the light worker discovering their real light, the light of the Creator. The darkness will have no chance of existing anywhere around them as long as they illuminate themselves with compassion and patience. This is so perfect for the time. The recalibration of the light worker is described as the light worker discovering their real light, the light of the Creator. The darkness will have no chance of existing anywhere around them as long as they illuminate themselves with compassion and patience. I feel that to my very core. I do. I actually feel like, you know what, I am in my Christ light, and it doesn't matter what's going on around us with this energy of dismantling. You cannot touch the light worker. And I love that the light workers have many roles, right? Some of us are truth speakers. Some of us share just the love, and it's always from that compassionate heart. And that is truly what the light is. There can be no falsifying in that. When we are in our authenticity, when we're connected to our higher selves, when we're connected to that God source energy within us with a knowingness, compassion and patience need to. Yes, baby. And you know what? Patience used to be something with me, sunshine, that I struggled with terrible. And I have literally, I'm proud of me on that part of it too, because I used to be the martyr. I used to be trying to wake people up. I used to throw my energy around and waste my energy on trying to get somebody else to remove the scales from their eyes. But it was never out of a space of my way, your way. It was out of a space because, do you not want to see what's transformed within me? You know, and I'm not using this as a card, but I'm a bereaved mother and I'm thriving today, even with a broken heart. Don't you want to know what it is? Don't you want to know that spark? And it is the light of the Creator. It is me remembering that I am a beautiful spark, a beautiful child of the Creator. And there's no matter what kind of egos are being thrown around in this world, what I see with my two eyes does not define who I am. I'm eternal. I am love. I am that I am. Amen, sister. Compassion. Compassion. Oh my gosh. And I think that's part of the reason that I love the Christ so much. It is in my astrological chart that I probably lived a lifetime with Yeshua. And so that would totally make sense to me even as a little girl, where I just, something about the energy of Yeshua himself. But I did get confused by religion, and I'm so thankful that I got back to that. And that compassionate heart and the truth is always the way. So I love that. So that's a wonderful message for anybody that tunes back in and listens. I do too, girl. There's parts in my astrological chart that I had Michael, actually, whoever he has, do my chart. And I don't know if it's in my karmic one or what, but I can believe that I'm drawn to that because I've always been drawn to the head covers and just the sensitivity and the love and the compassion, although misunderstood, but how beautiful and metaphoric, because he was misunderstood too, and that's okay. So, let's see. I'm going to share one more message, and it's just a little bit of Holy Land. Me too. Me too. I've always been drawn to that. I am going to share today's Jesus Calling inspirational, and then I will be off here. I'm making it short today. I don't know why, because it's not nice here. It's snowing. It's May 8th, and it's snow flurry, and it ain't sticking. This is an absolute beautiful reminder for the times. Do not long for the absence of problems in your life. That is an unrealistic goal. It is? See, no wonder. See, we're probably connecting from past lives, girl. I wouldn't doubt it. I was drawn to you like that when we met. Okay, let me start over. I get so distracted with my Mercury brain. Do not long for the absence of problems in your life. That is an unrealistic goal. Since in this world you will have trouble. You have an eternity of problem-free living reserved for you in heaven. Rejoice in the inheritance, which no one can take away from you, but do not seek your heaven on this earth. Begin each day anticipating problems, asking me to equip you for whatever difficulties you will encounter. So this is praying of not taking away the troubles that we have in the world. This is praying to God be with me while I go through my shit. And that is the huge difference in prayer. It's so beautiful. So the best equipping in my equipping is my living presence. My hand that never lets go of yours. Discuss everything with me. Take a lighthearted view of your troubles, seeing it as a challenge that you and I can handle together. Remember that I am always on your side, and I have overcome the world. So I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. And that's John 16:33. So, the last one, I can do everything through him who gives me strength, and that's Philippians 4:13. Me too, the connection towards you. I thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it is crazy weather. It seems like we got to be open to all change, right? Whether it be the fluctuations of the weather, whether it be the fluctuations of our day-to-day life. And with all these retrogrades, it's a perfect time. A lot of people, I just been in a space of welcoming whatever arises. But also one of my rules, which is crazy, it's because I have Mercury with Mars, is information. And in order for any of us to see the light and to transform anything, we can't ignore it. Think about it within us. Think about it on the collective. It makes so much sense. And these huge retrogrades are super important. And it's never to be looked at as a negative way. It's a time for us to be able to review, to redo, to rethink, to revive. And that really goes beautiful with the connection with the light of Creator. And every one of us has the availability to tap into that. So I say grab yourself some, because it can transform your freaking life. It can reverse your aging. And if you follow Cryon at all as I do, the dude has reversed his age because he was a very scientific person who allowed the creative energy of Creator tap into him, and he's just vibrant. So take good care of yourself. Thanks for joining me today, sister, and I send you guys so much love, and I will be back on soon.